There we go. So yeah, we had a great meeting this week actually to talk about the Excel Summit and what we're gonna do with that moving forward. And we are planning to do a share out event come May. Probably we're looking at like mid-May right now. We haven't set a specific date, but the agenda for that is gonna basically be share outs from the working groups, the working group leaders about what they have been able to accomplish. And then we're gonna do breakout rooms after that as well, to continue the working group discussion, see if there are new topics that emerge or if the existing working groups want to continue. So that's what is on the docket for the Excel Summit come May. And I'll let everyone know as soon as we have a date for that. So
So, Gina, if I may, um, it, as far as the responsibility of the working groups to report to the other working groups and to Excel and so on, is that the place that will mostly do that? Is there, I'm sorry if I didn't do my homework about our tweet or write a report, or is it more in that format that we'll speak during a joint call?
no, there's not going to be a formal report or anything like that. I think it'll be about 10 minutes that each group is given to share out about what they've done so far. And that'll really be the only requirement. I mean, beyond what the goals that the groups had set out for themselves, that's really the only thing from us. So not anything, I don't think right now we'll ask for anything written. It's just gonna be just those 10 minutes.
But thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else have anything to share? Oh yeah, job opportunities.
Yeah, I just posted that in it. So if you know of anyone who might be a good fit, please share. Thanks.
Thank you. That's exciting. And then, excuse me, I have to sneeze again. Excuse me.
It was a good sneeze button. Other people aren't that quick on getting their sneeze button pressed. That's the way to go.
I have bad allergies, so I have good practice with it. Um, man, the sneeze made the thought leave my head. Oh, a few folks were on the call a couple weeks ago when Jim, you and I actually chatted for a while about doing an informal discussion on social media best practices. And I do want to do that. The schedule, the calendar for the next couple months is filling up really quickly. So there's an opening on March 26th. And I don't know if that date would be good to do that informal discussion. But other than that, we start having openings again in April. April 30th is the first one after that. So I don't know if you have a preference, Jim, but that's kind of what the schedule is like.
Yeah, sure. And I'm sorry, I did not follow through yet on like contacting folks, the regular folks who seem most likely would want to be interested in that and doing things. I do mean to do it. I would think I can't see how we're not going to get enough interest to make it at least a good informal discussion. So I
Yeah.
would be all for taking taking that date, putting that on the calendar of it, and I will try and drum people up for that, so it's not just a quietly announced and people, we're hitting it from different directions. So yeah, the timing would be fine for me on that.
Okay. Great. Yeah, those are the dates. So,
And March 26th is better than April 30th for me. I'm in
okay,
DC in April.
in
So,
April. Okay.
or by that time in April.
Okay, that's good to know. Um, yeah, and then so I guess we can share some exciting things that have happened with CLEAN recently. this is I think Katie brought this up last week, but I just want to mention again, for folks that weren't here, we actually have a exciting, I'm trying to pull up the website, sorry. An exciting announcement from, Series, which is, the, one of NOAA's cooperative institutes that the CLEAN program is actually housed at. So, we were just named as a center, the Center for, Education, Engagement, and Evaluation. So it's pronounced CEEE. So CLEAN is a project within what used to be Series Education and Outreach. And Education and Outreach was just named a center. So we're still part of Series, which is Cooperative Institute for Research in Environmental Sciences. That we're, I think, one of the largest, if not the largest, NOAA cooperative institutes. So within Series now, we have the center, and that is where CLEAN is housed, just for some context. So there's been some big changes on our larger team beyond Katie and I, which has been really exciting. We had an open house last week, but just know that if you see a new logo, that it's the CEEE center that we are working from now. So nothing else really has changed, but we are doing rebranding, and it just means that we get more support and recognition in the university, because Series is at University of Colorado Boulder. So it's all good. It's all good stuff. One other thing I'll just mention is that Katie and I will be out a few different times in the coming spring. Katie will be on leave, and I have some personal leave coming up as well. So Patrick actually may be joining for some of these CLEAN calls. I don't know if you guys remember Patrick Chandler, but he'll be on in April and May, kind of taking over for things for a little bit. So Patrick is coming back, and there's just, yeah, lots of good stuff happening with our team. So any other announcements from folks while we're here? And I know that we've had a few folks join in the last few minutes. There was a presentation scheduled today, but I'm not sure what happened. I think something came up for Jane. So we've just been having an informal discussion. I don't think that we'll need the full hour, but we were just taking the opportunity to share any updates since we're here. But I don't have anything else scheduled.
Gina, kind of parallel to this, if you don't mind, I'm going to put in what I'm finding are the websites for the CEEE.
Yes.
And tell me if I'm getting them right. I mean, there's a thing of I've, I think many of us want to make sure we're up to date and knowing what's happening, but that which is on the websites, that provides the answers. So
Yeah. Yep. Thank you. I was looking at those websites and then couldn't do that and talk at the same time.
Yeah.
So I got distracted. Thank you for doing that. Yep. That's it. Yep. CEEE.
I mean,
Thanks.
for instance, I think we all that the scope of the CEEE in terms of scientific or educational subject matter, the scope in terms of types of education or formats of education or audience or ways of outreach. I'm certainly seeing the subject matter that's has in mind. So
Yeah.
anyway, just including or just encouraging that announcement is one that opens up all kinds of curiosity and wanting to to be in the know on that.
Yeah. CLEAN obviously is a fantastic program that CEEE does, but there are quite a few really fantastic educational programs that we don't that CLEAN doesn't talk about a lot, that are part of our team. Some of them produce resources that are hosted on the CLEAN website. So, Heart Force, which is focused on educational resources, and community development around natural hazards. So they do a lot with wildfires, specifically in Colorado. So they have a few educational resources that are hosted on CLEAN. And then, another, really great one is, data puzzles. And, my colleague John works with, series scientists to produce specific classroom resources, from series science and scientists. And we have a few of those on the in the CLEAN collection as well. So, there's a lot of great work happening beyond CLEAN in this team. And then another really interesting, we don't really talk about this a lot with CLEAN, so it's interesting to take a minute to explain this, but another really great part of this team, is that we have, evaluation researchers who work with us, and they, dedicate all their time to evaluating different programs and making sure that, the programs are effective, and kind of help get data to report back, to funders as well. I don't know, I don't work with the evaluation team too much, but I think it's a really, I just feel like in this space a lot, we talk about how important it is to make sure what we're doing is effective. And I think it's really cool and interesting that we have a team dedicated to that. And then of course we have curriculum developers, who create resources like the ones I just mentioned on our team. So there's a lot going on, and that isn't CLEAN, but would still be relevant to the CLEAN network. So
And
since we're bringing up, CEEE, those are maybe interesting things to dig into a little bit more.
if you don't mind, I'm looking at the program section of the website.
Mhm.
Is this an accurate way of the way the structure, the CLEAN network, of course, remains under the umbrella of CLEAN rather than being its own program, and then Excels is the same thing. Excels is under CLEAN. What is there's almost 20 different programs in CEEE. CLEAN is one, but Excels will be part of that, for instance.
Excel's is only related to CLEAN specifically. So, it's kind of an umbrella. CLEAN is an umbrella for Excels, and CEEE is an umbrella for CLEAN and all these other projects that are happening.
Okay, thank you.
And I believe, CLEAN didn't start, at Series. It was kind of adopted by Series a few years into CLEAN's existence. I believe it was more connected to, Carleton College, in its first years, and, then was moved over to Series. So it was created independent of Series, but has lived there for, I think, about 10 years now. Any other thoughts or questions people want to bring up, or, don't mind making this a brief call today. I'm sorry that the presentation didn't work out. I'm not sure what happened with Jane, but, we'll get that rescheduled. Great. Great. Well, you guys know where to where to reach me if things come up, and I will be here next week. And Lynn is facilitating discussion, so we'll have an informal discussion next week. Thank
That's
you.
good. Thanks, Gina.
Thanks. Sorry for
God,
confusion.
it's out of your hands. Don't apologize. You couldn't do anything.
Thank you. See you all later.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Gina.
Yeah.
I was thinking about what I wanted to focus on for the facilitated conversation next week. And my big thing is always connecting the adult literacy with the K through 12, or at least looking at adult literacy through the lens of connecting climate justice and climate change education. And so I was going to kind of give an update just in terms of where we are as an organization in terms of our efforts to move toward that as one of our long-term goals. But I also kind of wanted to use the opportunity to poll some of the people who may be participating and just poll them on just some of their insight and get feedback regarding some of the ideas that we have in terms of us making that progression for our
Mhm.
organization in terms of the GED program. So we didn't run a GED program. My church was running a GED program. I just convinced my church to allow